Good night.
No, that's good. I ain't saying it. I was just kind of giving people time to fall in.
Oh, okay, come on. You was speaking or what?
But I think I found the app, so we should be good for next week.
Yeah, come on. It's all good.
Yeah, it's download right now. But we can get it started. Hey, Shalom.
It's all good. Shalom.
Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you walking out there who pushing the word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Korah Abad, and as always, we got the beloved Elder Tazapah as well. And
Come.
kind of want to say the Wadi Al Bashim Shah for blessing us with another opportunity to come forth and bring forth this news, man. Which we in a time, I'm thinking of what that is, Romans 13. Now is a high time to wake up out of sleep, because now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
Mm-hmm.
And what's on the table right now is the last major prophecy. It's the MOTB, and it's man, with this 6G technology, it's gonna kickstart the MOTB eventually being mandated, man. So we're in some exciting times. We'll hop into it. And Salaki for I know usually we'll have our intro video playing, at the beginning of the lesson, but I'm not sure what happened to it in the stream yard. It was deleted, but we should have it back up next week. But before we hop into it, Tazapah, you got anything?
Oh yeah, come. We can get to that verse you mentioned.
Come.
Okay, this is Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And that knowing the time that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right. So you want to speak on that, brother?
And that's it. It says it's now is the time to wake up. Now it's high time to wake up out of sleep. Because now is our salvation nearer than we believe, man. Now is the time that everything that's set to happen since the beginning, all the way until now, we literally seen it take place. It's playing out, like Habakkuk 2 said. At the end, it shall speak and not lie. America being separated from the nations, from the allies, all nations going digital, which that's what we're gonna touch on a little bit today. Mainly highlighting America, within the digital race. Um, the missiles already in the silos. All we need to do is hit the button. Like the little girl in Rush Hour, hit the button. Everybody on edge, ready to lose their mind. Jacob's trouble is right there, right there. So now it's the
Right.
most important time to wake up out of sleep, get up out this darkness, this current captivity we in. Football, basketball, celebrities, social media. Now is the time to forget all that, man. Separate from this world and start paying attention to what the Lord doing in the earth. That's the times we in. You got to do it at times of power.
Verse 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
And that's it. That's self-explanatory. It says the night is far spent. What's the night? This captivity. We've been in captivity far too long, doing the same things, going through the same motions. It's played out. So now it's time
Mm-hmm.
to focus on what the Lord about to do on the earth and it's change that we're about to see in our lifetime.
That's it.
You had some on it?
No, that was it, brother. You got it.
Well, with that, we can hop straight into it. And Shalom to all Akin. Akwatu tuning in. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah Brakathum.
Shalom.
And so we'll start with this, kind of like two honorable mention articles that we'll go ahead and highlight real quick before we get into this information with 6G, the MOTB system, which if some of y'all don't know, MOTB stands for Mark of the Beast, and which is the RFID micro chip, right? So we'll get into that information, but let's highlight this. This from End Time Headlines put out December 30th. A couple of days ago, it says a civil war is tearing MAGA apart, and the subject is who? The small hats. Now it's funny because prophecies say that the small hats, and if you don't know what small hats is, that's the ones who call themselves the tribe of Judah ish, and we got to use our words wisely. for YouTube guidelines sakes, since they feel so oppressed now, but those who call themselves the tribe of Judah over there in our land. But it said that those people will be the ones to draw America into war, Babylon into war. No, not just that the small hats will be the one to divide the nations, but we also send a divide within America because of those same people. See, what the Lord doing in these last days, he highlighting, well, two groups of people, Esau and Jake, but he's shedding light on who the true Israelites are, and he's showing the world who really ain't his people. That's what we seeing. That's why these people have been brought to the forefront. They've been in the land just chilling, doing things behind the scene. Now the Lord have brought them to the forefront. And it's a main topic right now in the earth. It says a civil war is tearing MAGA apart, and the subject is the small hats. It says in 2025, the American conservative movement entered one of its most turbulent internal struggles in decades, driven by increasingly bitter debate over Israel and anti-Semitism and the future direction of the Make America Great Again MAGA coalition. So they beefing. MAGA don't like how Trump all of a sudden, he with the small hats, all this money, taxpayer. Well, let's take it into the next article. All these taxpayer dollars is not going to the people in America. It's going to the small hats. And it's funny right here because they showing you they don't care about you people. This was from thepeoplesvoice.com, put out December 30th, 2025. It says a Texan city, which the city that they're talking about is San Marcos, out here in Texas, about maybe 2 hours and 30 minutes from Houston, I believe. But it says a Texan city redirects millions of dollars of Israel aid to local needs. So in other words, San Marcos, they was like, man, we paying 4.4 some million to the small hats. Well, let's bring this back and we can use that for local needs, build a community and, fix the streets. And well, Governor Greg Abbott, he said, no, if y'all do that, that's anti-small hat. And he blocked it just to show America, they all in. They all in with the support of the small hats, and nobody gonna tell them different. And we know nobody can separate that because according to prophecy, Israel will drive America into war, man. So we seeing these things play out, even against his own citizens. That's gonna spark a civil war. So again, going back when we talk about Jacob's trouble and how everything is ready, and Lord willing, I get that in a few, but in 2nd Ezra 15, it talks about how the nation was gonna pretty much have a race to see who's going to lead the next world. And in that same sentencing, it goes on to say how at that time the people was going to lose their mind and start uproars. We see reasons why. Habakkuk 2 is playing out. You got some other times of power before we read a little bit?
Go ahead.
It says the town of San Marcos, Texas, recently uncovered that over 4.4 million in taxpayer dollars from its residents were being funneled annually to the small hats through U.S. federal aid. It says, faced with crumbling local infrastructure, underfunded schools, and pressing community needs like housing and healthcare, the city council bravely proposed a resolution to call for redirecting those funds back home, prioritizing American citizens over endless foreign handouts. But Governor Greg Abbott wasn't having it. In a heavy-handed move, he swiftly condemned the proposal as anti-Semitic, anti-small hat, and pro-Hamas. How? So you see how they just put you, what it said, Esau, he the accuser of the brother, how they can just put labels on you, or you this because you want to fund your own local, community. That means you don't agree with those who over there. Nobody ever said that. It's just we want to, build up ourselves. I'm talking about as far as the people in San Marcos. But to show you, when the time Esau, he's showing his horns. But you got other times of power.
No, that's that's draconian.
Mm-hmm.
To say that you got to support another people before you can support yourself, that's draconian. Without even getting physical. But you take away a person's right to sustain themselves. That's as draconian as it gets to me. So now you're talking about, survival, life and death. I want to bring out right quick. Let's see here. Yeah, this is right. Jeremiah chapter 49, verse 20. Therefore, hit the counsel of the Lord against, uh, therefore, hit the counsel of the Lord that he had taken against Edom, and his purposes that he had purposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitations desolate with them. And it's talking about the small hats when it speaks about the least of the flock. All right. And that's them bringing these superpowers, all right, of the world into this third woe. But you can look at it also on a smaller scale, and this is around the world, that they're drawing people out, all right, due to their brutish, bloody, just the horrible tactics that they're employing in Gaza, Palestine, and all throughout there, and how they're forcing people to accept their CIDE. They force it upon you that either, you accept what we're doing, or you're this or you're that, and they love that word anti-Semite. All right. When half of the people on this globe is Semites, you know. And I don't know the statistics on that, but it's a lot of Shemites on the earth. Okay. But anyway, even when you look at here in America, that'll more than likely, if anything, before, I think, but this is my opinion. It ain't worth 2 cents, but this could start a civil war before a race issue, the whole small hat thing, because now you're talking about these people that been ready, these patriots who got the guns, they got the ammo, who don't give a damn at this point, because they figure, well, hell, I ain't got nothing to lose.
Right.
My freedoms, my home, my liberty is being taken from me, and they got the means to do a little something. So, that would be a greater threat. These, MAGA feels betrayed because the Trump administration is not putting America first as he campaigned on. So, that would be a divide right there that could cause a civil war. But the point here that I'm making, people are in an uproar, around the world, but mainly here in Babylon due to the fact that these small hats, they run more than you think, okay? But they pretty much run America, and the people's taxes, their hard-earned money, is not being utilized here at home, but being sent abroad all over the place. Israel is just one of them places. It's being sent to Ukraine. They just had a bombing campaign. It was on Christmas in Nigeria. They got the campaign going on against Venezuela. All this is money coming out of our pockets, But yeah, that's all I had to say on that. The least of the flock is drawing everybody out. They pissing off the world, and it's got to come to a head at some point. But that was all I had to say on that, brother.
I got a quick one, and then we can get into these videos, because again, everything you're saying at this, man, it's prophecy. Because Civil War, people losing their minds, people, pretty much running into stores and taking whatever they want. That's gonna happen at the same time. The nations was gonna be racing to see who was gonna be the next leader of the new digital world. I'm gonna read it real quick in Second Ezra. The Second Ezra chapter 15. I'm gonna start at verse 14. It says, "The world and the people in it are doomed. The war," and that's World War III. "The war that will bring their destruction is very near." Check this out. "Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations. there will be great political turmoil, and we seeing that even within America, the right and the left, but all over the world is great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And I know we always bring this out, Elder Tazapah,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what we're seeing right now in live time. All these nations forgetting about past treaties. America, they don't care about the Constitution and you, the people, we, the people. They don't. They
Nope.
never did, but they letting you know they don't now. But why are they telling you everything we going digital? Don't care if you like it or not. And they don't care about the people. The people go bow down regardless. It's just that the nation's trying to see, since America is not that same superpower, and we're on the same level, especially China, Russia, with technology as America and military power. We might be the next ones. We might be the next global leader, especially going into this digital age. That's what they're trying to see. I'm gonna read it again because as they racing, and matter of fact, look, I'm gonna show it right here. That's what they calling it. We're gonna read
And
this.
again,
You got it.
when we did the little portion, the segment from Redacted with James Martinez, he was more upset that China was the ringleader in the what's getting ready to come down, the AI lockdown with the MOTB. China is at the forefront, you know, and that's one of the things that he was more upset about than anything. But right, yeah, it is a big push, a big race, just like the space race. You know, this is the new battlefield, the new frontier for battle. Cyber, cyber war, war through space. Silent weapons for quiet wars. Now they have the means, they have the full capability to implement that. And so, yeah, everybody wants to be the top tier of this new war technology. Because Esau, his weapon is the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Now we go into Revelation 6 and 4, that the red horse come down, and he was given a great sword. Let me read that right quick
Bring it out.
to keep from messing that up. Uh, this is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. Doggone it. Not it. Right. Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon, to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Okay, and that great sword is these thermonuclear missiles, but all of the were along with that, all of his other means of warfare. This great sword. Chemtrails is a part of that great sword. Okay, GMOs is a part of that great sword. The juice definitely was a part of that great sword, because it's going to work in tandem with the MOTB, which we at the precipice of that becoming reality. So yeah, that when uh, all his biological weaponry and all of that, he was given this great sword, and so the next thing that he wants to weaponize and to make a great sword is AI and the whole cyber. You know, I'm hearing a lot of people saying that most people are already assimilated into the internet of bodies, the internet of things. And so that's for total control, because they'll be able to just shut you down in an instant. They don't have to worry about uprisings, revolts, or any type of rebellions. They could be able to just control the people, you know, um, remotely from within, and that's where we're getting ready to go with it. But right, this devil, he's a weaponizer. All right, as well as being a colonizer, he's a weaponizer. He weaponizes everything, and that's a part of the big race. They know whoever is at the top is going to be the next, ruling empire, and probably for the next. If America went 250, this AI should go probably 350, 500. You know, if implemented right, because who would come up and rebel? But anyway, yeah, you got it, brother.
Nah, that's it. And I just want to highlight this, and we'll get into this article later on. But this directly from the White House website. And you see what they said, put out December 19th, 2025. Winning the 6G race. That's Bible prophecy. They competing to see who gonna be the new leaders of this digital system, winning the 6G race.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that later. Now let's go back to this. Let's play this video. Oh, I'm gonna go back to this precept too. Then we'll play Eldar Reala video. And
yes. And one of the things he said in that video, because as you was going into Second Ezra 15, you know, one of the things that the brother said is, yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of the same scripture because new developments are coming out daily. All right. So, right. It is the nature of learning. It's the nature of learning, repetition. All right. So I wanted to point that out because you said that, yeah, we're going to repeat the same scriptures. All right. And that's just, again, the nature of this, but you got it, brother.
that's it. Real quick, Second Ezra 15 and 14. It says, and the point I want to get to show at the time of this race, that's when people go lose it because times will be made hard for you everyday citizens out there, man. You know, and that's the beauty of hoping and knowing Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know, it says Second Ezra 15 and 14, it says the world and the people in it are doomed. The war that will bring their destruction is very near. Nations will arm themselves and fight against other nations, and there will be great political turmoil with one group trying to overpower another and gain control. In other words, winning the 6G race, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. And at the same time, it says, and there will no longer be free access to the cities. One checkpoints. Now you got your digital IDs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Digital IDs, checkpoints. When
But
people
get
start,
this.
What'd you
If
say?
you do leave, it's going to cost you, you know? So either way, you know, but right, with the tax credits and all of that, yeah, it's no moving about freely no more, period. So yeah, brother, but you got it. You got
Yep.
it.
Social credit scores. But and it's the thing, people
Yep.
gonna get pissed off because it's gonna start with, and see this how the scripture in Revelation 13, he calls us all. As we always say, he don't just gotta put a gun to your head and gotta force you under a guillotine because you don't want to take the MOTB. No, he gonna cause you by setting up a system around you to where if you need some health care, you have to have that MOTB digital ID. If you need some from the government, if you need the buy and sell, if you need food, you're gonna have to bow down to the system one way or another. It's gonna be nowhere around. So he gonna cause you because everything around is but it's already started. You go to fast food restaurants, you see Chick-fil-A and all these different places say card only. You go to Walmart, card only. All these registers, they only say card only. See, it's gradualism. The people don't see it. So when Esau start doing this more, that's when it's gonna piss people off. And at the same time, it says, and there will no longer be free access to the cities because this is the reason why. Because and because of this, that's why troops gonna be brought on the streets, which they're already here. It says because the struggle for power, the struggle for the 6G digital race, right? Because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live, driven by famine and terrible suffering, and people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. We in that exact time. They racing for the digital system, and people on edge about to lose their mind, and they're gonna be forced to lose it because Esau about to take everything away and force them into a digital system. They're gonna own nothing and be happy. 2026 is gonna be a year, man. Might be the year. And Lord willing, it is. But we'll see. Because everything on the table right now. But let's go ahead and play Eldar. You got something?
Yeah, right quick. This Psalm 2 and 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord. and against the anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, the Lord shall have them in derision. So the point being, why did the heathen rage? All right, and the people imagine a vain thing. All right, they're all racing to be the rulers of the next kingdom, which will not be an earthly carnal kingdom. All right, and this is why the elect are being made ready, because it's going to be given. This kingdom is going to be given not only to Israelites, but to the Israelites who have subjected themselves and bowed themselves to the discipline, the chastening, and the fire of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. All right, and they will receive the kingdom. So the scripture saying, why the heathen out here raging? Why they imagining a vain thing? This ain't for y'all. And so this goes also to Genesis and these other cats that's trying to say these goddamn heathens.
Right.
You know, it's a vain thing. They're not getting the kingdom, or nor would they be getting a partial kingdom. They got captivity coming. All right. That's the great balancing. All right. That's the Most High is coming. The Lord is coming to balance all things. Be just one. All right. Then that's it. You know, this is right quick Psalm 46. Yeah, Psalm 46 and 6. The heathen raged, the kingdoms were moved. He uttered his voice, the earth melted. All right. So that's what all of this is going to culminate to, the earth melting. The heathens raging is going to culminate into the third woe, where the kingdoms will be moved and the earth melted. And for you to understand what that's talking about, go to 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter. It's telling you how the elements are going to melt with fervent heat from the thermonuclear fire, all right, of the nuclear missiles that's going to be fought in this third woe. All right. Verse 7, the Lord of hosts is with us. The power of Jacob is our refuge. Salah. All right. So, right, and this is why we walk in the confidence right now. Now, the brother, golly, he was posting a video, man. I'm gonna get that information a little bit of the brother, but he was just posting clips of people just they bugging out. Like, you know, where did the time go? This year flew by and things feel strange and it's not different. Food tastes different and everything is different. And people are losing it, you know, or they sensing something it ain't the same. All right. And it's not. We see it. You know, we experience it. So how come it hit different for them than it does for us? All right. And that takes me to Isaiah 33 and 6, because wisdom and knowledge, we can't say shall, all right? I mean, we read it like that, but if we speak it, wisdom and knowledge is the stability of thy or my times, all right? Because we in it. And with all of this stuff that's going on, right, they playing with harp, they're playing with CERN and all of this. Yeah, they distorting the fabric of time and space. And it's affecting us in different ways, which we don't even know. But the knowledge and wisdom of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah keeps us grounded. All right. In the sense, we're spiritually on the outside looking in, because we're here, we're in it, but we're not affected by it, but we observe it. We're experiencing it, we're witnessing it, although we're not affected by it. But those who don't have this covering, they don't have that refuge I just read about, it's messing them up. And this is going to lead to more Matthew 24 and 13, all right, of psychosis. It's going to lead to more bugging out, all right? And this will be the year that welcome to 2026, the year of apostate, the sellout, and the agent. You're gonna see more exposure. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that out. All right. Yeah, the heathens are raging, and it's all for the sake of the fulfilling of prophecy. And so you got it, brother.
And that's it. You know, and we're gonna play this video from El Dariala, and we're gonna let him speak. And he go within his video, he gonna play some videos, and we're gonna let him speak, and he gonna give some information on what this 6G technology, what it's gonna lead to, why is it happening, and what it is. And then after this, we'll just play some quick videos of the government, Esau, Edom, the elites themselves telling you that's the next step. That's the final step. It wasn't 5G, it's 6G, because 6G go allow implantable devices, not wearable devices, as far as a Fitbit, you know, and things to track your blood pressure. No, 6G go allow under the skin. And that's where we going, man. So the MOTB is here. Let's go ahead and play it.
Widespread alarm on social media, with critics warning that the government will have more capability with AI and that with Esau's technology. And people are trying to get back to uncover the secrets of the universe and manipulate the secrets of the universe. Now, we know that it's going to be a massive failure, but knowledge shall be increased, okay? And 6G allows them to have more capability with AI and what they want to do in real time. All right, so this is an article that the brother sent a couple of days ago on rudevulture.com, and it's titled, White House's 6G directive mentions implantable tech raising alarm online. A presidential memorandum about America's 6G strategy has sparked widespread alarm on social media, with critics warning that the government is paving the way for technology to be implanted directly into bodies. Now, we know this is true because the scripture said that they wanted to do this. We always mention that word mark in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, and how when you look that word up, the word in the Greek is charagma, which means something that's implanted, something that's stamped into you, right? And this was going to be the mark of the beast. Yes, so the technology for that's going to be implanted directly into the human bodies is something that's been foretold. Right? President Trump's December 19th memorandum titled Winning the 6G Race has drawn attention for one particular phrase buried in its opening paragraph. The document states that 6G technology will pave a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and implantable technologies. Right? This explicit mention of implantable technologies in a presidential directive has triggered intense debate online, with many questioning what role the government envisions for devices that would be placed inside the human body and connected to next generation wireless networks. So you're going to be placed into Esau's digital godhead. We always did videos on this, man. Right? So they gotta, like I said, they're saying that this is a race with China. It's not. All right. It's going to be a merge with the East.
Right. And that's the thing, because we always bring that out at times upon Revelation 3. At the end of the day, the governments and these nations, they make it seem like they beefing, and which some things may be real, but like they call it a race, which again, as a part of prophecy, because they really trying to see who's going to be the leader. But at the end of the day, they all on the same page. Revelation 3 says that is an hour temptation that's going to come upon all the world to try everybody. In order for a global digital system to work, everybody got to be on the same page.
Yep.
And these central banking authorities and these top level elites are going to want the whole world to be underneath this digital system. Okay. It may seem disenfranchised, meaning like there's no central ruling, but it is. All right, because they're going to be in control of what the AI does and how it polices the world. right? It says the fears have been amplified by resurfacing of comments from Nokia CEO Pekka Lundmark, who made a startling prediction at the World Economic Forum in Davos 3 years ago. Speaking on a panel in 2022, Lundmark said he expects 6G to reach the market around 2030, and at that point, the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the most common interface. Then the line,
and remember that because we're gonna play a video here in a few. The smartphone, that's not the end all be all. And we're gonna get it from Esau themselves. They're telling you what's happening, man. And it's beautiful because we've been following. It's not just saying advertise upon myself, but every Thursday we've been touching on this, the MOTB, and following every step, the apostles, the bishops, elders, great millstone, even brothers who teach, the same doctrine, but maybe in like the men of valor. The thing is, we've been following this every single step. The apostles been teaching this. So we seeing how it play out. That's why we're not surprised on what's going on now. So much so it's been time, advertiser Paul. Me and you will say something that Esau might be doing, and then the next week it come out that's what they're doing. Like,
Right.
But the thing is, you have these other camps, when it's actually start happening, they're gonna be caught off guard. They're gonna be surprised, like it said in Isaiah 33, fearfulness have surprised the hypocrites, because it actually happened this fast in your lifetime. See, all these camps waiting on, they think we saying like everybody in the whole world got to get C-hip, and that, no, we not saying that. All he got to do is mandate this. Some people go get C-hip, and from that point, things gonna speed up. The point is he just gonna try to do it. The Lord ain't go. Job said the Lord ain't gonna allow him to get it done. So look how close we is. He's about to start this, and he ain't gonna finish it. As we started with, man, our salvation nearer than when we believed. Because Esau far was gonna come through this last little trick he was gonna have. His trick play, and that's the MOTB. That's
just
it.
just like the Tower of Babel in Genesis. We don't have all the details, but they was in the process of building. And what happened? The Lord came to see that shit. He said, hell no, and destroyed it and busted them niggas up. That's what's getting ready to happen now. They're in the midst of building. Yahushua getting ready to come back, say, hell no, bust the shit up. We just read it, and he gonna set us up. He gonna set up the children of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who have repented, and returned to righteousness. Okay, he has a kingdom ready. He has many mansions prepared. But yeah, brother, go ahead.
That's it.
Then came the line that's now going viral. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies. And they were saying this in 2022. And like we said, AI technology is moving so fast that the 2030 landmark, it's already past. It's already going to be sooner than that. It's not going to take till 2030 to get this done. And China's been done rolled out 6G. And if you don't think the military's using 6G, you're just a fool. Okay? So at the time, Lundmark's comments seemed like speculative futurism from a tech executive imagining distant possibilities. But with the White House now explicitly linking 6G policy to implantable technologies, many are reading his words as a warning that went unheeded. And it didn't go unheeded from the prophets. We've been telling everybody about this since we came on the scene back in 2007. And our apostles and bishops and elders have been preaching about this for over 30-something years. And if you go to Apostle Tahar's page, he pulls up proof of some of their older videos teaching about the mark and what it was. Okay? But like we said, it's going to be a thief in the night to most people because most people are clouded with darkness, man. They're just living their lives as bugs on the earth.
I'm gonna jump up. I'm gonna jump up and play a quick vid that he got from Clayton, and then we're gonna get the proof from the people themselves. They're gonna tell you what's coming next. 6G gonna bring implantable devices, not wearable no more. Wearable was cool for a time. The rings to tell you how many miles you walked and how many calories you dropped today. Now that's going in people. That's the point. That's what they want to do. are we saying is, is going to work? No, it's not. According to the scriptures, it's not. But this is what the so-called white man want to do to get ultimate control in the earth.
Stuff like, even when I'm looking at him now, a mission or so on and so forth. Okay. Now you can go and watch the rest of this.
Union demanding that they stop the rollout of 5G because of massive health concerns. Remember how they warned governments that we absolutely should not deploy this technology until we study the long-term effects on human beings? Well, let me read it for you. We, the undersigned scientists, recommend a moratorium on the rollout of the 5th generation 5G until potential hazards for human health and the environment have been fully investigated by scientists independent from industry. 5G will substantially increase exposure to radio frequency like electromagnetic fields, RF, EMF.
And we will talk about this because when you go to the scripture, let's say Revelation 16, it talks about the effects of taking the mark, And when you read Revelation 16:1, it says, "And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of the Most High upon earth." All right. So there's these judgments. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast.
And I want to say this, and I'm going to jump up. When them other camps say stuff like the MOTB, the mark of the beast, is sin, how, when the scriptures say right here, you go get a physical sore from taking it? Once you take this, you go get a physical sore. That can't be nothing spiritual. That can't be sin. This is something physical that's going to determine if you go buy, sell, get by in society. And then with all this radiation in the 6G, all of the tech that's going to be in your body that shouldn't be in there is going to cause you to have a grievous sore.
That's why they rolled out the 5G and people were getting headaches. Birds was falling all out the sky. All types of weird stuff was happening.
Proven to be harmful for humans and the environment. Yeah, well, they blew right past that. They didn't give a hoot about it. They ignored the scientists. They rolled it out anyway. And now, without addressing one single of those concerns, they're preparing to unleash something far more powerful, far more invasive, and potentially far more dangerous, 6G. So here today, I wanted to break down exactly what this technology is, how it works, why governments and corporations are racing to deploy it right now.
That's that we're racing again, 2nd Ezra 15.
And why, once again, experts and scientists are sounding the alarm about its risks, from cybersecurity to surveillance to national security to human health. Like across the board, they're criticizing this. Because once you understand what 6G actually does, you'll understand why this isn't just like another tech upgrade, like some guy up on a tower just like upgrading a transformer. It will be a transformation of human life and possibly a threat to it, in the very same way that mRNA vaccines changed millions of lives. So what is 6G exactly? So let's start with some of the basics. 6G is the 6th generation of the cellular network technology, the thing that's supposed to replace 5G. Of course, that's the obvious part. But unlike previous upgrades, the jump from 5G to 6G is actually massive. 6G will operate on frequencies far higher than anything used today. It's extremely tight. It's like laser-like beams of energy that can deliver unimaginable data speeds, near zero latency. Now, I've spoken to sources who've worked for these companies, and they've told me their business plan is to basically eliminate your need for Wi-Fi in your home. Like, you won't need to call up Comcast. You won't need to call up any other providers because 6G will just be all around you.
Yep. And so to understand his terminology about latency, I want you to think about your thoughts. I'm going to say a couple of words, and that's how quick 6G is going to work. Red, elephant, 13. Black, pen. You see how quickly those images came into your brain when I said those words? That's how quick 6G is going to be.
If I could add this other type of pattern, you probably notice it too. It's already like that. When you already typing stuff on your phone, people thought it was cool, like autocorrect. When autocorrect first came out, it changed the sentence, but now it kind of already started typing, especially like in my emails. It already started typing what it think you're going to say and finish the sentence for you. Or not just that, on ChatGPT, they already have your thought process on what you about to ask next. You know, did you mean this? No, I didn't. You know, well, I did mean that, but how you know? But they already doing that. They already on time predicting that, and pretty much reading you already.
Right.
And people surprised, and you got other times probably people surprised, like, man, how I know all this about me? Because it got everything your search phone on Google. It got all your social media info. It got everything you like, it got everything about each person already. You got a Zaquan.
Yeah, and they tapping into fields of energy that most of us don't understand. All right. The with the algorithms and all of that, it may seem like they're predicting, and then this maybe to a degree, there's some prediction, but yeah, they can use. We literally have brain waves, and this technology is so sensitive that they can pick that up and read it. You know, and it's new technology coming out with that. That's why the scripture mentioned right hand or in the forehead. All right, this Musk technology with the brain chips, they coming out with something, the earbuds that can read your brain waves.
Read dreams and all that.
Apple buds that can read your thoughts now. This is what they are. That's an earbud that you put in your ear, reading your brain waves. All right. That means it's able to, well, what you think is predicting your thoughts is just reading the brain waves. All right. But yeah, I ain't really had nothing else on that. Matter of fact, we didn't play this video. No, we didn't play it.
Which one?
This one right here. I sent it to you with Clayton, but we didn't play it.
Yeah, you did send it to me like a week ago or something like that. I believe a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
we didn't get to it.
Maybe a month, at least 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember you sent it to me.
But yeah, but right, there's some good stuff in there. I did a video on it. I did a sit down on it. That was about 3 weeks ago. But right, he going in. All right. But yeah, you got it out.
I just play like maybe a minute or two, and we'll get these next few videos as backup on Esau himself and the governments themselves telling you that implantable devices is the next step with 6G, man, in 2026. And Esau, his number is 6. Even at a G, the G looked like a 6. So yeah, let's play it.
Okay, that's what he's talking about.
And would you pay for Comcast? It's good.
That's pretty much it. We can play these videos. Let me stop that one. So let's play this video right here from Yuval Noah Harari. And shout out to the brother Daniela out here in the Houston camp. I believe his page is GMS Lift Up Your Heads, if I'm not mistaken. But he sent this video. Now, this Yuval Noah Harari, which is a small hat, and he a part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum, which is he a rainbow flag supporter. He got a male friend. You see, he one of them, but he's so proud. He the one who said we don't need the God of the Bible no more. He said in the ancient times, if the God of the Bible, was mad, then he'll send a famine on the people. He'll like, well, no, we don't care. We can make our own rain. So this the Edomite. This the spirit they in, right? Now he gonna talk and he gonna tell you. Now he an elite, he higher up. Watch where it's going. It says so. This from the page Be Inspired, and this was put out 4 years ago. How much more now? It says privileged access to your body.
We haven't seen nothing yet. We are still just at the tip of this revolution. The entire liberal democratic system is built on
So like I'm gonna let it play all the way through, but that's the mindset. I don't think people get it. You know how the technology have advanced so much from the early phones, the big phones back in the 90s to the the little stand-up Nokia phones, and then the Razor phone, and you press the buttons and you chirping with Boost Mobile. Now look at it.
Yeah, BlackBerry.
BlackBerry, the little ball on it like a keypad. You know,
Yeah.
the thing is that people thought the iPhone and it's going iPhone 15, 16, 17, like that's just gonna continue. You know, now they got the Razr phone came back out, and it's all touchscreen. You know, they coming out with a foldable iPhone. I heard people think that's just to get you more involved into connecting to the system. What this man gonna say is that's not where technology's stopping at. The next thing is under people's body. This is a man who is a part of the elite regime, so to speak. He a part of them. He telling you flat out, man, the MOTB, if you don't see it's the RFID microchip, hey, man, you pray to the Lord fast.
We haven't seen nothing yet. We are still just at the tip of this revolution. The entire liberal democratic system is built on philosophical ideas we've inherited from the 18th century, especially the idea of free will, which underlies the basic mottos of the liberal worldview, like the voter knows best, the customer is always right, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, follow your heart, do what feels good. All these liberal mottos, which are the foundation of our political and economic system, they assume that the ultimate authority is the free choices of individuals. This was okay for the last 2 or 3 centuries, because even though free will was always a myth and not a scientific reality, I mean, science knows of only 2 kinds of processes in nature. It knows about deterministic processes and it knows about random processes. And their combination results in probabilistic processes. But randomness and probability, they are not freedom. They mean that I can't predict your actions. Now, up till now in history, the humans were so complicated that from a practical perspective, it still made sense to believe in free will. Because nobody could understand you better than you understand yourself. You had this inner realm of desires and thoughts and feelings, which you had privileged access. The privileged access now belongs to corporations like Google. They can have access to things happening ultimately inside my body and brain, which I don't know about. There is somebody out there, not just one, all kinds of corporations and governments, that maybe not today, maybe in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, they will have privileged access to what's happening inside me, more privileged than my access. They could understand what is happening in my brain better than I understand it. You don't have to give them permission. I mean, in some countries, maybe you have no choice at all. But even in a democracy like the United States, a lot of the information that enables an external entity to hack you, nobody asks you whether you want to give it away or not. Now, at present, most of the data that is being collected on humans is still from the skin outwards. We haven't seen nothing yet. We are still just at the tip of this revolution, because at present, whether it's Google and Facebook and Amazon, or whether it's the government or whatever, they are trying to understand people mainly on the basis of what I search, what I buy, where I go, who I meet. It's all external. The really big revolution, which is coming very quickly, will be when the AI revolution and machine learning and all that, the infotech revolution, meets and merges with the biotech revolution and goes under the skin.
A microchip actually in his hand. The tiny implant is the latest advance in a biohacking technology
that serves as his keys, his ID, and his wallet.
When biometric sensors or even external devices, now we are developing the ability, for example, to know the blood pressure of individuals just by looking at them. You don't need to put a sensor on a person. Just by looking at the face, you can tell what is the blood pressure of that individual. And by analyzing tiny movements in the eyes, in the mouth, you can tell all kinds of things from the current mood of the person. Are you angry? Are you bored? To things like sexual orientation.
Biometric systems can recognize a person's specific physical attributes, their fingerprints, facial features, iris, or retina. The technology is already used around the world.
So we are talking about a world in which humans are no longer a black box. Nobody really understands what happens inside, so we say, okay, free will. No, the box is open, and it's open to others, certain others, more than it is open to you. You don't understand what's happening in your brain, but some corporation or government or organization could understand that. Most of the data.
You got someone there, Tazapa?
You could back that up a little bit. What he just said.
I got you right here. Let me know if this is cool. If not, just let me know.
This is what he just said.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Longer a black box. Nobody really understands what happens inside, so we say, okay, free will. No, the box is open, and it's open to others, certain others, more than it is open to you. You don't understand what's happening in your brain, but some corporation or government or organization could understand that.
Yeah, that's if y'all understand what he's saying, he's basing his argument on free will, which we know we don't have. All right. Proverbs 20 and 24 says that Salakia, here we go. Proverbs 20 verse 24, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own ways? And you hear him saying, you know, man don't understand. And to that part is true. But what is he saying? All right, the corporations like Google and stuff will understand you better than you'll understand yourself, and will be able to make basically better decisions for your life than you. But what he's really saying, because there is no such thing as free will, is we will replace Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. This is what he's saying.
That's right.
We need to get this in you so we can be your God. And they've already, if you listen to any of their speeches, they talk like that. As you just mentioned about them, oh, we can make it rain now. We ain't got to feel no drought from the Lord. We can make it rain. These people really need to be shut the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they need a reality check. And it's coming. But even as the scriptures say, pride is even hateful before men. You know? And how more proud can you get than these Edomites? But right, this is to cut the juice, was to destroy your God gene. Mm-hmm. And it's from Apostle Tahar himself. All right? To disconnect you and alienate you, Israelites, from your power, Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And now they don't follow up with the 6G and the rest of this technology to further get you away from the Most High. Once you get this mark in you, you're done. And it's all about them claiming autonomy over you and over your lives, dictating, you know, what you ought to do. But yeah, again, Proverbs 20:24, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? That's it. Yeah, you got it. That's it.
And then when he said it, I thought of that 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. I
know I got it if you want it. You talking about chapter 2?
When it says, before the Lord coming, that man of sin, which we know as Esau, the wicked, he had to be revealed, and it gave some characteristics of him. And it says he was going to think his mindset would be that he want to be like God. Just as the Heavenly Father know all things, do all things, that's what he want to tap into. And this is his way to do that. Remember, Esau is inferior. The so-called white man is inferior. He inferior. So this is his way to have some type of real power over the people. And he want to do this and put a device in everybody so he can really feel like the Most High. And it said that in the end that this man was going to be exposed before the Lord coming, and we see it. You got it, Tazapa?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'll go
that's
with it. Yeah.
we could just start at what 3, huh?
You
Unless
want to
you
go
have
to all of it? All
no,
right.
we could just get the point right after they say the verse. Let me see, because I was looking at it. We could start at like 3 and really just 3 and 4.
Yeah. Con. Yeah. So, 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed,
Mm-hmm.
the son of perdition.
God, if I can add, it says that
Yeah.
they shall not come. And when you go to verse 1 and 2, it's talking about the day of the Lord. It says that they shall not come. So
Yeah.
the Lord can't come back. It says, except 2 things got to happen. It says we had to have a falling away first. Us as the people, we fell away from who we were or who we are. And now we coming back in captivity, as it's saying Baruch. And the next thing says that the man of sin, the son of perdition, had to be revealed. And now it's going to go into some characteristics of this man. And are we not looking at the so-called white man display that in the earth? No other nation, the Chinese man, the Arab, which they trying to, but Esau is leading, man. That's why it's the mark of the beast. Esau is going to be heading this thing.
Yep.
Got it, Elder Taza Pa.
That's it. This is verse 4. Who opposed and exalted himself above all that is called Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, or God.
Right, and that's what we seeing. That's why Elder Taza Pa hit it when they talk about ain't no free will, right? And he says scientifically it's proven there's no free will, which he's saying, yeah, we know it's a God that control everything, but we about to control everything. That's all with technology. They think they can control everything, forgetting the Most High is making you do this, man. I'll play just a little bit more other times of pop. You don't have nothing?
Yep.
And
No,
I'm gonna
good,
rewind it, and then the next few things we got it's quick. So we'll be done here in a few.
Information that enables an external entity to hack you, nobody asks you whether you want to give it away or not. Now, at present, most of the data that is being collected on humans is still from the skin outwards.
Most of the data that's being collected on humans is still from the skin outward. Wearables, rings, Fitbits, and stuff like that. And I mind you, this is just not a random person walking the streets. This man be in the meetings. He telling us, right? So it ain't just gonna be on the skin no more.
We haven't seen nothing yet. We
ain't seen nothing yet.
Still just at the tip of this revolution, because at present, whether it's Google and Facebook and Amazon, or whether it's the government or whatever, they are trying to understand people mainly on the basis of what I search, what I buy, where I go, who I meet. It's all external. The really big revolution, which is coming very quickly.
The really big revolution, which is coming quickly, right? He gonna cause all, and not just that. Revelation 12, he know he got a short time. The devil, Esau, know he got a short time. He got to do this quick. And I'm gonna play it back just a little bit more.
Which is coming.
It's the big revolution, which is coming very quickly. That takes me back to Klaus Schwab been saying that the fourth industrial revolution is gonna link man with machine. That's Esau big reveal, but we know it as Revelation 13 and 16, the MOTB scripture.
Very quickly will be when the AI revolution and machine learning and all that, the infotech revolution, meets and merges with the biotech revolution and goes under the skin.
The mic.
Boom, and go under the skin. That's where we at, man. Let's get some more proof, and then we go wind it down. Share screen real quick. And this is from tipranks.com. It says, and this was put out January 1st, 2026 today. Elon Musk Neuralink plans mass rollout of brain chips in 2026. It says Elon Musk's brain implant company Neuralink is preparing for a major milestone as it plans to mass produce brain chips in 2026. Musk said on the social media platform X, that the company aims to begin large-scale production of its brain-computer devices and move to fully automated surgical procedures this year. It says Neuralink big goals for 2026. Neuralink is a brain-computer interface company funded by Musk. Its goal is to develop tiny brain implants that allow the human brain to communicate directly with computers. The company started human trials in 2024, which we touched on that. It says after clearing FDA safety hurdles that delayed approval in 2022. In May 2025, the company raised $600 million in funding. And remember, he was all on the scene with Trump, with the tech giants of Google, right? And all that. Why? We just found out because they want to tap into your mind, into your being, man. It says Neuralink's, you had something?
No, go ahead.
And it says Neuralink's latest plan to mass produce brain chips suggests a future where advanced brain implants could reach many more people, especially those with paralysis or serious neurological disorders. The move brings brain-computer interface technology closer to everyday medical use with the aim of improving treatment for neurological conditions. Now, you know, they're going to use it as far as the miracles. That's in Revelation 13 before it tell you about 16. That's part of the miracles. It's going to be miracles first to get everybody on board. Then eventually it's going to be linked with financials. Then eventually whatever you do, government, healthcare, or financially, it's all going to be tied to the digital system. He calls of all. Let's get this one real quick. We can write it down. Yeah, Shalom again to all the Akim Aqua through tuning in. Y'all Bashim Shabrak thumb. All right, so check this out. Let's play this video. Elder Taza Pa sent me this one. It says from Rumble, 6G seeing further under your skin. It's a quick video. Share that. There we go. There we go. Let's get it.
Can't move? Try this to ease tension in your back fast. Stretching helps your back.
Why did they really ban the most effective fat burner in history? It wasn't about safety.
Be the usual.
Of course, now we're here and things are speeding up so fast.
Be the usual.
Of course, now we're here and things are speeding up so fast. And I mentioned before how Trump just recently said they're coming out with 6G, and he made a little joke that it should be able to see even further under your skin.
So we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done, and now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin?
And now you have one of the big telecom people basically saying this is all coming out by 2030. And things like cell phones and things like that, they won't even be a thing anymore. It'll actually all be in your body.
About 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by...
And this dude, I think he the CEO or president of Nokia, the old phone company. But look where he at. Look where he at. He at the World Economic Forum. So he in the in group.
Then, definitely 2030, about 6G earlier, which is around 2030, I would say that by then, definitely the smartphone as we know it today will not anymore be the usual kind of the most common interface. Wow. Many of these things will be built directly into our bodies.
So we're definitely entering into just incredible times. There's going to be so much going on and so many changes in this world in the next few years. Of course, now we're here and things are speeding up so fast. And I mentioned before how Trump just recently said they're coming out with 6G, and he made a little joke that it should be able to see even further under your skin.
And that's pretty much it. And I'll show this from the White House, and we can end it off, Elder Taza Pa. And again, they keep saying 2030. That's when they say they want to have everything finalized. If they say they want to have everything finalized by 2030, when they got to start? Now. No, man. And it's not just that they got the time to do it and just, you know, take their little time all the way to 2030 and have test runs. No, they have a short time according to the scriptures. So they're gonna have to start forcing things. So it's gonna come before 2030. We in that very time, man, in our lifetime. This from the White House website, the actual whitehouse.gov/president actions 2025. It says presidential actions winning the 6G race. I'm gonna just read the first paragraph because this what it's gonna come to. It says by the authority.
It ain't showing if you.
Oh, Salaki.
I don't see the article.
Okay, my bad. Let me take this off. The water. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep, right here. Let's go back up. White House, the whitehouse.com.gov presidential actions. It's legit. And it goes on to say, by the authority vested in me as the president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby direct Section 1, purpose. This is the purpose of 6G. This is the purpose of 6G. This is why it's coming. Let's see why. It says, purpose. The next generation of mobile communications networks, 6G, will be foundational to the national security, foreign policy, and economic prosperity of the United States. This technology will, not might, this technology will play a pivotal role in the development and adoption of emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, and implantable technologies. The White House telling you, man, this is why the purpose of 6G is to increase artificial intelligence, robots, and implantable technologies. The MOTB is right here. It says 6G will also provide faster, more resilient, and more secure communication networks that can be utilized for national security and public safety purposes, man. So we right here at the door. You got some other Tyler Paul?
Man, yeah, we're close. And like the scriptures say, Revelation chapter 13, verse 14, and he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. All right. He's going to deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of the miracles of his technology. All right, through these, all this AI, cyber world, all of this cyberspace stuff, and just as you mentioned, the progress or the progression of the technologies, it was all designed to, through gradualism, step by step, to integrate us with machine. All right. And as I was saying, maybe last week or the week before, I was telling brothers last night, these devices have a way of syncing with your central nervous system. All right. And if you look at people today, they're detached from reality, plugged into their phone or their devices. All right. Now I'm saying that to say people have lost their God-given abilities. You heard Noah Yuval Harari saying that he was speaking about the knowledge that we have about people is from the skin out. Mm-hmm. But that's what he say. But this technology will give us the ability to get under the skin, and get the information like that. And I just wanted to say, these people have stripped us off. But, with us that have repented and come back to this truth, we're being restored back, we're back to being men and women through the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. But the rest of the people, they've been stripped of their power. And then this society does nothing to empower you as the Most High's creation in the capacity that the Most High created us, you know? And I'm saying that to say that you look to this technology as miraculous because you've been so depleted of your very own power that was given unto you by the Most High so that you can look at these people and their little devices and shit and their gadgets and shit as, oh, this is the wonder of the world. When truth be told, we could look in a person's eye and see their spirit and know their intent. When people walk in the room, you could feel their aura. You knew if a motherfucker was up to something or if, you know, he was cool. You could pick up on their presence. All of this is being lost through technology. You giving up what the Most High gave you to gain this artificial shit. We don't need devices to get under the skin. Everybody needs their personal privacy. All right. But you know what pertains to me, if you got some intent to do me harm, I can pick that up through vibes. I can look in your eye and see, you know, your soul. Eyes are the windows to the soul, but technology closed the blinds on people's eyes. So I'm saying to say, don't fall for the deception of this bullshit, thinking that you getting something great. You are something great. And you've been told you was a nigga, a this, a that. When truth be told, I get Psalm 82 and 6 just to accentuate who the fuck we are. All right? We here serving the goddamn basis of men because we transgress. All right? But this was in the Lord's will that we transgressed in the first place. Why? To learn these lessons. So learn the lessons. But if you got that, I read that right quick.
In Psalms 82 and 6, it says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Right, we are gods. All right? But you let these people convince you that you ain't shit. You a nigga in the ghetto. You this and you that. You let them give you this juice. All to deplete your godhood. All right? Your connection to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and his divinity. All right? So that his divinity could shine through us on this earth and be a beacon of light on this earth through Zion to Zion, the elect men who really is supposed to be all Israel, but right now, elect men of Israel. You know? But now what? AI is shining. This artificial bullshit, which I mean, it's time. The Lord set this up. It's time for AI to shine. All right? But don't forget that, you know, those of you that took the juice, you signed on to this AI program and you took the juice. Because, you know, again, the COVID was an acronym, Certificate of Vaccination Identification dash 19, 1 is A, 9 is I, AI. And so y'all already got the first step of the shit. Because, well, it is what it is. But just know, you're right, this technology and all this, even AI and how big and bad y'all think it is, it takes second place, all right? We ain't even unlocked a minute potential of the minds that we was given, all right? With all the stuff we amazed about, you know, the shit that Bruce Lee did, all of the you know, magnificent knowledge of so and such and such, we ain't even unlocked, all right? Not even half of the potential of what we're capable of doing. All right, but you out here and you enamored about some artificial intelligence. Right? Because when you look around, you rarely see any real intelligence, you know, in this world. Real intelligence is few and far in between. In Babylon, but people grabbing hold to this artificial intelligence because people have been rendered artificial. You can't do nothing without your phone. You already tapped in. That shit is a part of your central nervous system. Little babies, you take a phone from them and literally it look like they gonna die. They get to hollering and screaming. You think, yeah, let me get this baby this phone before this baby die. It's how they already connected to it. You know, it's worse with the young ones because they're developing, so they grow up developing around this shit. You know, I was grown and old when this shit hit. I don't understand half of this shit. You know, I still, got programs of the old world, how shit was done. But for the younger ones, this is all they know. You know, yeah, this is gonna be that's a world nobody wants to live in. So call halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that Yahweh Shai is coming and soon. Because this nightmare that they trying to unleash and trying to make it seem like it's for your benefit and it's gonna help you and the algorithms and all this, fuck that shit. All of this shit is to oppress, control, and then ultimately, knock you off. But yeah, that was it. That was, my last words on it, for this episode.
Yeah, you could take us out, man.
This AI is a fucking nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least how they planning on using it. So yeah, man, the water to you brothers, man, for all the precepts.
Okay.
As usual, one of the brothers is going hard. Yeah, GMS spiritual art. Yeah, good looking at that. The waterfall and precepts. Let me see here. This is Proverbs 13 and 9. The brother posted look like, I think it's 13 and 9. Yeah. Proverbs 13 and 9, the light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. And that's the time that we're coming to. All right. The men of the Lord getting ready to be glorified and the wicked destroyed. So with that, we pray that you all were edified. We're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again unto Yahweh. No honors to the elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and all the rest of the elect. To the next time, you brothers stay up. Much love, and welcome to 2026. Hey, hold on to your seats. So it's going to be a roller coaster ride. Shalom.
Shalom.